It was a distant morning, lost in the centuries of history. The sun was still timidly rising over the mountains of ancient Persia, casting golden rays that crossed the desert and illuminated barren valleys. It was a world of contrasts, bustling cities with trade and caravans, but also poor and isolated villages. Temples filled with bloody offerings, but also human hearts in search of meaning. It was in this setting that a boy named Zarathustra was born, who would later be known as Zoroaster, the prophet who would forever change the course of human spirituality. Charles the Hook, a story that resonates to this day. Before moving forward, I want you to know why this story matters. This video is not just about an ancient man. It's about the discovery that our choices carry weight in the fate of the universe. Zarathustra taught us that good and evil are not abstract concepts. They live within us and in the world, contending for every thought, every word, and every action. And then I ask, have you ever stopped to think about how many times in your day you decide without realizing whether you are strengthening the light or the darkness? Please provide the text you would like me to translate. The strange childhood of Zarathustra. From an early age, Zarathustra seemed different. While the other children played in the fields, he asked uncomfortable questions. Why do people suffer? Why do the gods ask for blood in exchange for favors? Who really rules the world? The adults looked at him with curiosity. Some laughed, others were suspicious. They said that boy had no respect for the gods. But in the heart of Zarathustra, there was a flame. He felt that there was something greater, something that no one around dared to question. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. But a world governed by fear. At that time, religion was a tangle of rituals, sacrifices, and fears. Priests conducted ceremonies where bulls and goats were sacrificed to appease spirits. It was believed that diseases were punishments, that poor harvests were divine vengeance, that death was merely the result of the gods' wrath. Zarathustra looked at that world and did not accept it. How could the sacred feed on suffering? How could life be in the hands of capricious gods? It was as if, since he was little, he had already been being prepared for a shock of revelation. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. On the solitary journey. As a young man, Zarathustra decided to leave his village behind and seek answers. He wandered through deserts, climbed icy mountains, crossed silent rivers. His heart burned with questions. He watched the sunrise and felt that there was something divine in that light. He saw the stars and felt that there was an order in the cosmos. I heard the wind and felt that it couldn't just be coincidence. They were years of solitude, of searching, of silence, until one day, amidst the isolation, her life changed forever. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. The vision of Ahura Mazda Zarathustra was seized by a breathtaking vision. A light so intense shone before him that it seemed to dissolve all shadows. From that light emerged the majestic presence of Ahura Mazda, the Lord of Wisdom, the God of Light. He was not a cruel, demanding, vengeful God. It was goodness, order, truth. And Ahura Mazda revealed, the world is the stage of an eternal battle. On one side is Asha, the truth, the order, the light. On the other side is Druj, the lie, the disorder, the darkness. But there was something even more astonishing. Man was not just a spectator of this struggle. Each human being was a warrior in this battle. Each choice, each word, each action helped to strengthen one side or the other. Zarathustra fell to his knees. For the first time, someone said that destiny was not only in the hands of the gods, but also in ours. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. The mission and the rejection. Back among humans, Zarathustra began to preach. His voice was firm. There is only one true God, the Lord of Light. Bloody sacrifices have no value. What matters are your thoughts, your words, and your actions. But the reaction was harsh. Priests revolted. If there were no more sacrifices, they would lose their power. Kings mocked. If everyone were free to choose, how could they maintain control? The people were puzzled. How to abandon ancient traditions of so many centuries. Zarathustra was persecuted, accused of heresy, expelled from his land. Many considered him mad, but he didn't give up. Blauzat, the first conversion after years of rejection, Zoroaster finally found an attentive listener, King Vishtaspa. Initially skeptical, the monarch tested the prophet, but faced with the wisdom of his words and the fervor of his faith, he surrendered. If what you say is true, then good must prevail, and I will be your ally. With the support of the king, Zoroastrianism began to flourish. Temples were erected. On the altar there was no more blood, but the sacred fire, symbol of the divine light that never goes out. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. The three pillars. The message of Zarathustra was simple, yet profound. He said that the path of light could be summed up in three things: good thoughts, good words, good deeds. It wasn't enough to pray, it was necessary to live. It was not enough to believe, it was necessary to practice. And here I ask you who are watching, how have your thoughts been? What has been coming out of your mouth? Have your actions brought more light or more darkness? Please provide the text you would like me to translate. The philosophy of choice Zarathustra taught something revolutionary. There is no fixed destiny. Each person writes their own path. Good and evil are not just in gods or demons, but in every choice we make. This philosophy transformed the way many people viewed life. For the first time, religion was not just fear, but also responsibility and freedom. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. Or the cosmic struggle, but he also preached that the battle was real. On one side, Ahura Mazda and the Amesha Spentus, and spirits of goodness. On the other side, Angra Mainyu, Ahriman, the evil spirit who spread lies, disease, and war. Every life was part of this invisible war. The battlefield was not just the sky or the earth, but the human heart. How many times have you felt that struggle within you, between what you know is right and what seems easier? Please provide the text you would like me to translate. Persecutions and death. The life of Zarathustra was not easy until the end. Even with the support of some kings, he faced constant persecutions. It is said that he was assassinated inside a temple, struck by an enemy while praying before the sacred fire, but his flame did not go out. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. The immortal legacy after his death. Zoroastrianism spread and influenced entire empires. Persia became the guardian of its faith, and even when other peoples dominated the region, their ideas continued to resonate. The belief in heaven and hell, in final judgment, in angels and demons, in a savior who will come to restore the order of the world. All of this has its roots in Zoroaster. Jews, Christians, and Muslims have drunk from its source without realizing it. The Persian prophet, forgotten by many, still speaks through the world's major religions. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. Cinematic closure. Zarathustra was not just a man. He was a spiritual revolutionary. In the midst of bloody sacrifices, he dared to say, "True faith is not in the blood shed, but in the heart transformed." He reminded us that each of us is responsible for our choices, that the universe is the stage of an invisible war, and that each of our actions helps decide the winning side. And I ask, in your life, have you walked with the light or with the shadows? Zarathustra invites us even today to think, to speak, and to act with kindness, because the battle continues, and you are part of it. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share. Because the past holds keys for us to understand the present, and the flame of truth still shines for those who choose to follow it.